Today we're going to talk about the Shekinah. We're on Radiance. Shekinah is the way the radiance of the universe flows through us. And to begin by talking about where the Shekinah fits on the tree of life. And then I'm going to go back and define what Shekinah is. Because at the end of our studies, as in the beginning, you are the Holy Shekhinah. But now we awaken to the knowledge of what that means, because it always has been, is, and ever shall be. But now I'm going to show you how and where it fits on the tree of life. So we're looking at the tree of life, the 10-point system, basically, and the Shekinah fits in sphere number 10, in or around sphere number 10, Radiance, Malkut, and she appears as the Earth Sister. So Earth Sister is the Holy Shekhinah, the place where the Holy Shekhinah lives in the Terra, which fits on the tree of life. Now, here are a couple of other things that are interesting about the tree of life. What they say is that everything above the abyss on the tree of life takes place in another dimension. Okay, so the abyss is a dark area that crosses the tree of life that basically moves between the 3 and the 5. It's inside the outer parameters, I guess, of the 3 and the 5, the 1 and the 6, the 2 and the 4. So I'm looking at this chart, this diagram of the tree of life right now, and it flows through like a gray area that's like a river that runs straight across the tree of life. Everything that is above that, which would be the 1, 2, 3, they say this is a one way to look at the tree of life. It's not the only way, it's one way. Everything that is above the abyss is on another dimension. Everything that is below the abyss manifests on the material plane. Okay, so below the abyss starts with spheres 4 and 5, and then everything below. So it goes, everything on spheres 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 happens in manifestation, in the world of manifestation. So there are two, back up. Okay, everything below the abyss happens in the world of manifestation. In addition to that, there are 4 worlds, or the 4 suits of Terra, that also occur with the tree of life. So the 4 suits are fire, water, air, and earth, basically, right? And the suit of earth is the suit of manifestation. The suit of fire is a suit of spirit, and that's like life force energy. The suit of water has to do with emotion. It's also the divine feminine. The suit of water is the suit of fire is the divine masculine. Suit of water, divine feminine, and that is a suit of emotion, with love as a high point, love as this high point of that particular suit. Then there's the suit of air, wind, and that's about consciousness and the intellect. Those 3 suits come into manifestation in the 4th suit, which is earth. So it's as if you have, in the 4 worlds of Kabbalah, you have 4 charts of the tree of life, you might say, overlaid one on top of the other. The fire, the water, the air, and the earth. By the time you get to the earth, everything comes into manifestation. So you've got these 3 suits that aren't in the fullness of manifestation because they're not embodied yet. Can you follow this? Mm-hmm. Okay, it's a little bit hard to explain. Okay, so they're not fully embodied until everything gets on earth. In addition to that, in the Terra, you have these humanoid divine energies at the top of each suit. So like in fire, for example, you have the fire father, mother, brother, and sister. But those are not in manifestation yet. They're archetypes on another dimension. This is one way to look at it. Same with water. It's not manifest yet. They're like archetypes of another dimension. Same with air, wind. They're another dimension. And so it isn't until you get to the earth that you have those four beings that would come into manifestation, except the father and the mother are above the abyss, which means they're not yet in manifestation because they take place in spheres 2 and 3 above the abyss. So it's not till you get below the abyss in the fourth world, the world of manifestation, the world of earth, you have the earth brother manifesting in sphere number 6, in or around sphere 6, and you have the earth sister manifesting in or around sphere 10. Does that make sense? So really, if you can follow this, walking on the planet as the enlightened, radiant energies, you have earth brother and earth sister. Does that make sense? So, and we embody those qualities. And the Shekinah is contained in the earth sister energy. And you are the Shekinah embodied with all of the energies of fire, water, and wind, which would be spirit, heart, consciousness, all, or spirit, heart, and mind, all embodied in your form that you are walking on this planet inside of. That is part of the Holy Shekhinah, what the Shekinah energy is. And now I want to go into it more specifically, if that makes sense, what I just said, that you're walking on the earth as the Shekinah, and this is according to the Kabbalah, in the Tree of Life. Tree of Life is the diagram which holds the Kabbalistic knowledge, or upon which you can place the Kabbalistic knowledge. And the Kabbalistic knowledge is the knowledge that you receive. It's whatever comes through you. It's whatever knowledge comes through you. But you can place it on the tree according to those powers. Okay, so now I want to speak more specifically about the definition of Shekinah and how it is passed down to us. And so what we receive about the definition of Shekinah. Okay, so in the Terra of the Spirit, the Shekinah appears as the earth sister. Shekinah is defined as divine presence, divine immanence in the world, Holy Spirit, the manifestation of the divine upon the stage of the world. It is said, in the same way that the sun in the sky illumines with its rays every corner of the earth, so the Shekinah, the effulgence of God, may make its presence felt everywhere. The Shekinah is light, the earth shining in glory. That's from the Talmud. The Shekinah is defined as the divine presence and the garment. For me, this idea of garment is really important because the Shekinah is also defined as the garment means the covering presence that is upon everything that we can see. And covering presence means our outer form. So it would be like our physical body, and it's just the outer form. It's like we are light clothed in a garment. But the Shekinah is the garment of everything. Like Shekinah could be a tree. If the manifestation and the vision of the tree is the Shekinah. The tree is the garment that covers the light, which is the cosmos, the divine cosmos. The Shekinah could be a flower. You know, the Shekinah is everything you see, everything in the world of manifestation made bright, radiant, and holy. For those who have ears to hear, you know, the Shekinah has always existed, always has, and always will. Shekinah exists alive in everything, but it is us and our own spiritual awakening that jolts us into the realization of the Shekinah, and that we are the living, walking, loving Shekinah, and we are actually walking through the living, walking, loving Shekinah, which is the garment that covers all that is. The garment is what we can see in the material world. When we open to the Shekinah, we open to the divine, and she corresponds to the 10th sphere. She is considered to be the female partner of Terra, which is the 6, living inside the 6. So this is the female aspect. She's also called Malkut, Earth, Moon, Matronita, Mirror, Rose, the Throne of Glory. You know, like Mary, she's got her 108 names. She's called Justice, Garden of Eden, Holy Apple Orchard, and Apple Field. And those are some of her names. Those are all out of the Zohar, which is Kabbalistic work. Shekinah is defined as the link between the conscious and the unconscious, the personal and the transpersonal. The mystical perspective is that creativity flowers when the human mind draws on the divine source, which is called the apple field, and also the Shekinah. From the Zohar, she grows sprouts of secrets and new flowerings of Torah. Those who constantly create new interpretations of Torah are harvesting her. This is one of the attributes, it's not really the word I'm looking for, but of the mystical Kabbalah, the idea being with the Kabbalah, that Kabbalah opens us up to ever new interpretations. So every time we look at it, it's like Heraclitus, you can't step in the same river twice. Every time we look at it, we're coming from a different configuration. So even if you're trying to write your autobiography, each time you look back at the things that have happened, you're going to see it from a slightly different angle because you've got more knowledge and more information. And so it is with our religions. Each time we look at it, it's going to be different with different interpretations. And that is part of understanding the Shekinah. The Shekinah awakens us to knowing that it's an ever-moving, ever-in-flux cosmos. And evolution is the process that we are involved in. It's not fixed. It's not fixed. The Shekinah represents God's immanence, the presence, the immediate presence. She's also called the daughter of Bina, the divine mother. She's called the bride of Tiferet, I mentioned that. She's called the mother of the human soul, and she's also called the beginning of a mystical journey. In the New Testament, Christ is seen as a manifestation of the Shekinah. The Shekinah is Christ's divine nature, Christ's incarnation, Christ's transfiguration, Christ's ascension. And that is from Colossians, Luke, Peter, and Acts. You can look these up. All you have to do is just look in the concordance or whatever, look up Shekinah, and you will begin to see all of the meanings. The Shekinah transforms us by her spirit. And in this case, it's going to be his spirit, Jesus. The Shekinah transforms us by his, Jesus's, spirit. That's Corinthians. What they say about the Shekinah is, where the Spirit of the Lord is, then there is liberty. But we all, with unveiled faces, beholding as in a mirror the glory of the Lord, are being transformed into the same image from glory to glory, just as from the Lord the Spirit. This is Corinthians. This is a translation of the word Shekinah. It's continuing transformation from glory to glory. But it's all the living Shekinah. Does that make sense? But it changes. It's continually changing. The divine energy is continually shifting. Obviously, this is the very mystical interpretation of the Bible, but it's all in the Bible if you look for it. Here's another translation of the Shekinah, and this is also from Corinthians. For God, who said, "Light shall shine out of darkness," is the one who is shown in our hearts to give us the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Christ. That's a translation of Shekinah. Okay, here's something about the appearance of Shekinah. What does Shekinah look like? Okay, this is out of the Talmud. Shekinah appears as the color of the sea, which is kind of interesting because I'm thinking, you say, oh, that's blue, right? Well, and it's really transparent. It's water. And so it's the water that reflects everything everywhere. She appears as everywhere. She's omnipresent, but she is more deeply felt in places of spiritual attunement, such as sanctuaries, because sanctuaries are a medium for the recognition of the divine. So when you walk into a sanctuary, Shekinah is there and alive. She appears in the midst of those who gather in prayer and spiritual study, and she appears to those who pray and study alone. The Zohar says she reflects all aspects of divinity and sustains all the worlds below. Now, to say a few things about her role. What is her role? You see how this applies to all of us. We appear as the Shekinah, and then we take the role of the Shekinah as well. She affects the human ability to prophecy and to interpret divine will. She, quote, hears the daughter of a voice. Hears the daughter of a voice. That's a quote out of the Talmud. The Shekinah sustains the angels. Angels, as we all know, require no physical nourishment, but they are sustained by the luster of the Shekinah. Humans can aspire to having the knowledge of the ministering angels in that they have the erect stature. Of the ministering angels, and they have the ability to converse in the holy tongue. Whenever angels appear, the glory of Shekinah is to be found. That is out of the Talmud too. And because what we're talking about right now has Jewish roots, whenever Jews are in exile, the Shekinah is with them. She appears also at death, when she is beheld. Okay, so this is predominantly what we're talking about. It's the Judeo-Christian movement of this. It's not the divine feminine, you see, really. It's a little bit different. Mm-hmm. It is the garment, and it is the divine essence. It is the manifestation that holds all that is divine within it. Okay, who is affected by the Shekinah? Okay, in the Talmud it says, she alights on one who is wise and humble and rich in moral perfection and contentment, one who is strong, one who prays, and one who studies. She is enjoyed by the worthy in the worlds to come. The idea is you must make yourself worthy to receive the presence of the Shekinah. And for those who have ears to hear, the Shekinah has always been there and never went anywhere. But again, I'm repeating, it's our own spiritual awakening that makes us recognize, this is the immanent divine, present, now, holy. It is said in the Talmud, the band of liars cannot receive the presence of the Shekinah. And in this respect, they are associated with scoffers and hypocrites and slanderers. Because when we're doing wrong like that, we are not in the place. We are not in the mind frame, the mindset of the Shekinah. The Shekinah does not alight in the middle of idleness or sadness. Okay, this is all out of the records, That's not when she is most alive. In jocularity, levity, or idle chatter. But she comes in the midst of joy. You must move within the divine flow of energy, or the Shekinah will depart, is what they say. And really, she's only departing from our own consciousness. We can move through our sadness into the illumination of the Shekinah. But it takes practice, right? There's practice involved here to remembering. In the Zohar, it says, a human being who makes himself holy below is made holy above by the Blessed Holy One, the Shekinah. Unless the Shekinah takes up abode among humans, quote, the world could not really be said to exist in the full sense of the term. And that's out of the Talmud. So it's when the Shekinah comes alive, and when we understand that the Shekinah is alive and fully awake and aware, is when the world comes alive in the fullest possible terms. Okay, Shekinah also corresponds to Sophia. There is a correspondence in the Gnostic Gospels. But with Sophia, we move more into the Divine Mother. So I do want to bring that in, though. The Divine Mother, wisdom, the eternal mystical silence, the Holy Spirit, Chokmah. Chokmah is she who is before all things, incorruptible wisdom, first universal creator, and grace. And Sophia translates into wisdom. I and thought that dwells in the light. Sophia, she who exists before the all. I move in every creature. I am the invisible one within the all. I am perception and knowledge, uttering a voice by means of thought. I am the real voice. I cry out in everyone, and they know a seed dwells within. Gnostic Gospels. Wisdom is seen as the mother of all beings. The world originates when she brings it forth out of her own suffering. Earth, air, fire, and water are concrete forms of her experiences. And now I want to bring in the Shakti energy, because this is another very close sense of what the Shekinah is. Shakti is defined as the great goddess, supreme power, the female counterpart of male spiritual seekers, sexual energy, the essence of the universe, freedom, divine or cosmic energy, the active and conscious force of the divine. She is also known as the play of destruction and creation, divine power, and primordial nature. In the Hindu system or version, which is varied, so this is a vast generalization, she is called that which is beyond Maya while still being Maya. So while being all the things of the earth and also beyond the earth. She's called the Divine Mother. I'm talking about Shakti now, so I'm bringing those three in. Shekinah, Sophia, and Shakti. The Divine Mother, thou art all women, nothing and emptiness, cause and effect, and the void. Terra has been looked at as an aspect of the Shakti energy. So Terra is a great Tibetan goddess and Hindu goddess. And this is out of okay, just one second, I'm going to tell you. This is out of Shakti, A Spiritual Experience by Lizelle Raymond. And she quotes this, she has this quote from a disciple and a master. The disciple says, tell me, what is Terra? Master, Terra is the void. Disciple, tell me something more about it. Master, be quiet, not another word. Do what I tell you to do. And there it ends. That's a 19th century dialogue between Kepa Baba, a tantric master, and the disciple, as quoted by Raymond. Shakti's hard to talk about. These principles are hard to talk about. I'm trying to talk about them, but they're mystical and they're hard to grasp. Shakti is translated as power. Shakti's appearance is temples in the mountains where the veil of Shakti is torn, giving a fleeting vision that fills one's whole life with beatitude. So it's like the things get ripped open. Something gets ripped open. The veil gets torn. The veil is rent when we are in that holy space. And suddenly everything becomes illuminated and now we see. Hard to name, hard to explain, but we know that we have opened. So the role of Shakti is to restore the individual consciousness to its original simplicity with the whole mass of experience in the background. So we're not letting it go, but we're moving beyond it now into a state of an amazing simplicity. You could just call that state amazement if you wanted to. Her role is to impart knowledge and to grant grace. We are free when Shakti grants us grace, and we are enslaved when she does not. Her role is to link all. She is the link between all that is. She is the link between the dancer and the music. Shakti is life in freedom. Life in freedom. The Hindu mystic describes this experience in a way where once having opened to that, the stream of life can now flow unchecked. It just moves. Everything just moves once we begin to awaken to that knowledge. So now if we go to our ceremony of empowerment, which is blessing the universe. I'm going to read this right out of our Terra Nova materials, the blessing of the universe. The blessing of the universe streams within, upon, and through us. We begin to understand that the universe is moving in perfect order. You are part of that movement. It took nearly 14 billion years for you to come about exactly as you are. Who you are and what you do matters. Thus, the cosmos sings the glorious Annunciation. We celebrate your existence, most cherished sister. Dear brother, you are forever beloved. And now we move into the practice. We create sacred space through our intention. We enter into the inner temple in the heart of our own being. And there we call upon our cosmic guides, our angels, our teachers. And we breathe and we go into a deep meditation. And now you can feel yourself just breathing, calling in your guides, moving into the deep place within yourself. I embody the blessing of cosmic radiance. I am cosmic radiance coming alive. I embody and emanate cosmic love. I am as I am. Within the radiant heart of the universe, I consciously participate with and co-create the anima cosma, the soul of the living universe. I receive and radiate the power of the original blessing of the universe. And now we enter into the blessing of the universe. Imagine you are entering into the blessing of the universe. Step through the mystical doorway into the temple of the universe. Imagine what this means, and so it shall be. Open to receive the light and love of the universe. Imagine light and love streaming into you from above, from below, from all around. Imagine universal light and love permeating your consciousness, even as it floods into every cell of your body. Feel yourself filling up with the love and light of the universe. Feel the cosmic radiance coursing into you and through you, penetrating and permeating. Imagine that the cosmic radiance becomes so powerful, it begins to radiate from every atom of your being. It begins to beam from you like a beautiful rayed aura. This is the energy of healing, which you can focus and transmit. Imagine that you can gather and focus the power of cosmic radiance in your heart, your head, your arms, your hands. Experience the cosmic radiance streaming from your eyes and hands as rays of light. Even as you receive the cosmic radiance, you can further empower and transmit it. The transmission of cosmic radiance has the power to penetrate, to awaken, to integrate, and to make whole. As the cosmic radiance surges inside you, you can move out. You can go out into the world. You can go out into your neighborhood, and you can give your blessing upon any individual, a tree, a bird, a flower, a rock, a stick, a mountain, an ocean, a cat, a person, a building, even a passing vehicle. Imagine yourself transmitting a blessing of love and light, cosmic radiance to this individual with your eyes, with your palms. You hold the power of blessing. You can bless the cosmos. You have the power of blessing. You can raise your hand in blessing and feel the energies coursing. You hold the power to bless the universe in all its states and forms and stages of being and becoming. You even have the power to bless from a distance. You can transmit the blessing of the universe to any situation that requires healing, however far away in time or space. And now we begin to practice that. Now we begin to practice the blessing. We begin to practice delivering the blessing of the universe. We are creating an arc of energy between ourselves and the one we bless. Imagine that the stream of love and light flows in both directions. Even as you bless, you are blessed. The power of the blessing of the universe increases. The blessing of the universe is everywhere, even in the most challenging situations, and especially there. The blessing of the universe heals you even as you heal. So it has been from the beginning, and so it shall forever be. And now you can see the blessing of the universe and feel it and know you are part of it. This is the original blessing of the universe, the blessing of cosmic radiance, and it is inherent in each and every original being. The love and light of cosmic fire come alive in you, even as the love and light of cosmic fire illuminates the sticks and stones and flowers and bones and oceans and trees, all coming alive like a radiant fire. The love and light of cosmic fire will burn you alive in the most beautiful and mystical way, day after day after day, as you fall in love. Fall in love. Every day, every moment anew. May I live my life as if life itself is a sacred temple. May I enter the divine order of divine spirit, divine love, divine mind, divine life. May I tend the garden of the temple in peace, in love, in faith, in adoration. May I contemplate with awe the bliss of the boundless universe, infinite, eternal, and sublime.